Hi, welcome to Crazy Times. Um, Pixie's having some technical difficulties, so I'm starting without her. Um, and we'll just see. Gosh, I hope she gets here soon. Oh, you like? And Wanda hates my hat and hates my hair and wants to have nothing to do with any of this, so she's not with us. Instead, we have Walter, who's joining us for the show. So, what Wanda is for Halloween, insufferable, actually. She's being a real, I want to say turkey, but she's a parrot. So she's being her own true self today. So, I want to say hi to people who are joining us, CJ and Kim and Viviani. Hi, Viviani. Yeah, you're seeing this on StreamYard. I went back to StreamYard. I gave up on one stream. I had high hopes and a lot of optimism for one stream. However, it turns out I had like half a page of questions about things that happened during the live the other day, during the Akashic Adventures live. I had a whole bunch of questions and I only got one answered. And I said, yeah, no, that's a deal breaker. Apparently guests, the three of us, the guests, whoever's not the host is a guest, cannot see the chat or interact with the viewers or anything like that. And I said, yeah, no, that's a deal breaker. Sorry. So we're not doing that. And so back to StreamYard. I mean, what can I say? It's, it is what it is. Maybe someone else has suggestions for something other than StreamYard, because honestly, if I could find something, I would. Hi, Diane, and hi, Maureen. Hi, Jazz. And look, here's Baby Angel. Hi, Baby Angel. Rossi's here. Hi, Rossi. I'm going to open the, just a second here while I get my cursor in the right place so I don't disappear myself. I'm going to open the queue. And I'm going to set the limit for 8 questions. What do you mean the queue's already open? Did I not close it last time? Oh my goodness. So hi, Amanda Carroll. Hi, Nightbot. You're so sweet. You're such a good friend. Okay, you can start posting your questions, and let me just get the banner up for the instructions on how to ask your question, because even when Pixie gets here, we're going to use Nightbot, clearly, because I can't manage chat. I can barely manage myself. So how you guys doing this Halloween? I'm having a good time. I just washed my hair and I can't do a thing with it. Yeah, no, this is a good 15 minutes of backcombing and hairspray, and I'm just shuddering how I'm going to get it out after. Hi, Whispering Horizons. Welcome. I don't remember seeing you here before. To ask a question, please type !join, no spaces, just one right after the other, !join, and then your question. And we will, Maureen, if you type ! and then your question, I'll be able to put that into the list. Thanks, DJ. That's really nice. Do my best to be an ugly witch. Oh, you like my hat? Oh, Kim, I'm sorry to hear you were sick. Oh, I hope you're feeling better now. And Amanda Carroll slept in and she's feeling pretty good. Well, I'm glad. I sleep in, 10:30, and then I lay in bed and enjoy it. There you go, Kim, exactly. There you go, Maureen. Perfect. Kim, you've got, there's a 100 character limit to the questions. And so please just like, I don't know, take out your last sentence or something. And, oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling better today. Yes, I do offer private readings. So does Pixie. And, Baby Angel, it's exclamation mark join. Okay. Not hashtag. This isn't the giveaway tool. Although you're giving me ideas here. Perfect. And you should, once you're, oh, Tarot Stash, have I got a story for you, Gerald? We'll talk later about OneStream and my time with OneStream. And welcome. And Kim, once you have joined the queue, once Nightbot has seen your question, you will get an acknowledgement. If you don't get an acknowledgement, please retype your question. And because sometimes if two people type at the same time, you know, they go, eh, and one of them gets dropped. So here's Pixie. Pixie, we're going live. Hi, Pixie. You're muted, I think.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay. I want to remind everybody that the character limit is 100 characters. Jazz, if you would re-ask your question and put exclamation mark join in front of it as the banner. There's a banner, a ticker down there that says, you know, and Whispering Horizons, I don't know. Let's see if you get an acknowledgement because, so what are you doing for Halloween, Pixie?
Nothing. Not really one of my, it never was one of my favorite holidays.
Oh yeah?
It was more about seeing kids and how they're dressed. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I live in an apartment building, so I never get to see, we don't, even the kids in the apartment building, they might come, they've never come to my door. I wonder why.
Well, maybe because I live in a townhouse, you know, it's right on the street. So,
oh, okay.
I usually had to put up like a sign, like, because I didn't know how early to start coming. And I'm like, oh, I can just hear my doorbell going beep, bing, beep, bing.
Well, I miss the thing I always liked about Halloween was making costumes for my kids. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, they do know I'm a witch. They never, my kids always went out, but when I was little, when I was a kid, I was in the convent Halloween and they didn't do anything like that. Yeah, no. Sometimes we'd have like a chocolate for dessert.
No, we would
Coffee or something.
We went, you know, we had, that was back when it was, I think it was, I don't know, safer or I don't know, but we used to get candied apples and caramel apples and all kinds of stuff.
Hi, Garnet. See, Wanda didn't want to come over here. She just didn't want to have anything to do with my hair or my hat.
It's like, what you do?
Yeah, or the background or Walcher. So she doesn't want to have anything to do with she wants no part of any of this. So I left her at her house and she's now protesting. So we'll see. We'll see if she decides
at you from the balcony.
Sorry?
She's going to start throwing apples at you from the balcony. Like, what is this?
Oh, CJ, that's right. You're a Canadian too. She said she had to wear the snowsuits under their costumes. Yeah. Yeah, my kids did too.
Cold. I think it was probably maybe, I don't know if it's colder because you guys were way up north, weren't you, when you were a kid?
Yeah. When I was a kid, it was Manitoba.
Yeah, I was in southern Ontario, so I don't think it was.
No, that's
I mean, it would be cold, don't get me wrong, but kind of like Memorial Day. You never knew how cold it was going to be. Yeah, I got my.
Oh, good for you. Put it on and we can match.
It's like, yeah, you read the questions, hon.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I knew that.
That's the problem, you know. There we go. I think that's all right.
Okay. Maureen, we've got your question, and Shruti, welcome. However,
Here we go.
you're going to need to read the ticker at the bottom of the screen, and to ask a question. Okay, so you've got 100-character limit, so your question's way too long. Type !join and then your question. And remember, it has to be less than 100 characters. And believe me, hi, Rhonda Forrest, welcome. I listen, I went into Nightbot's guts and tried to find the code for the character limit so I could reset it to, like, I don't know, 500 characters or whatever, because, you know, no, Shruti, I'm sorry, I don't. I remember your name, but I don't remember the question. There's just too many. And I'm not in. I go into a different space when I'm answering questions, and most of the time I don't remember. I might remember a story, but I don't connect it to anybody. Maureen says she lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, and she remembers wearing a snowsuit under her costume too. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of was like you never knew what you were going to get sometimes. Yeah,
we have one space left in the queue, so whoever can type the fastest, whoever can get their question in under 100 characters, whoever can get their question in.
Excuse me.
Okay, so Ron, we'll wait and see what my colleague Nightbot has to say, because yeah, I'm not sure if you.
Happy Halloween, everybody. You'll be able to see some little ones dressed up. They're so funny sometimes.
Lynn, it's !join, and welcome. And I think that, yeah, that's right. Thanks, Diane. So we've got, I'm pretty sure we, hang on. Before I zap anybody out of here.
That's what I wanted earlier, was my wand. So I gotta go.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, so Lynn,
technical issues.
Okay, so I'm going to close the queue. Questions are now closed. And let me just switch the banner around. See, I remembered to do that. We're going to read. We're going to read the prayer. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we're going to read the prayer.
Glenda's just trying to get oriented to who's here and what's going on.
Okay. Shruti, questions are closed for now. Questions are closed for the day, but and so the instructions, I've just vanished them from the screen. There at the bottom of the screen under our pictures. It's a ticker that goes across, and yeah, so we've now closed the question. And one moment, please. I'm telling you.
Hey,
this week's been traumatic. This week's been traumatic. Okay, let me just say it's been a real.
It seems to be going better on your side, anyway.
Oh yeah, that's because I'm using StreamYard.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I am not going to use one stream because that means that the guests can't see the chat and they can't participate in chat with the viewers. And that was a total no way.
No, that's kind of hard. Unless
No.
you're, we're not good enough to be reading everybody's minds yet.
Well, I mean, imagine how what kind of a participation that is, because then you got the hosts looking on their phones and answering on their
Right.
phones.
We're
And
already kind of out in another realm to start with, so we don't need all that added on top of it.
it's just more than you can deal with. And also, I didn't even get to, like, I had a half a page of questions, like, what about simulcasting? Because Viviani wasn't able to simulcast on Monday. And I didn't even get to those. As soon as I found out that the guests couldn't see the chat or participate in it, I said, yeah, no, that's a no-go. So we'll see if I get a refund.
That would be, wouldn't it? That would be really nice.
No, it's necessary.
I mean, not to
I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'm not planning to give you a refund. You know what I mean? It's not like you're talking to a poor company.
Yeah, I don't want to crap on one stream. Shruti, questions are closed for today, so you can come back on Tuesday with Akashic Adventures, and I'll be back next Thursday. But geez, I don't remember what I was going to say now. See, I'm not even here yet.
That's okay. Breathe.
Oh yeah, I don't want to beat up on one stream, okay? Because I'm sure that for certain kinds of streamers that it's really good. And actually, I got nothing but good things to say about their help desk. Their help desk was absolutely fantastic. Once they understood what I was talking about, they had logs. They could see what happened on the live stream. We could talk about it like minute by minute and all the rest of it. But what it came down to, they said, well, we don't see any problems. Well, no, I didn't have any problems. My guests couldn't see it. Once I specified that, then they said, well, no, you just have private chat with the guests that I'm going on. But it took an hour to get there.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's hard because they're probably visual. A lot of people that work with.
Yeah, I know I am.
So if you can't see it visually, it does take a little bit longer to communicate what's going on. It'd be nice in some ways if you see them, they could see what your issue was and capture it visually on their side rather than just like a log.
Yeah, as the host, as the originator of the live stream, I had no problems with chat, but my guests couldn't see it.
Yeah, because it's like flying blind, basically.
Yeah, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all. So one stream has kudos to their help desk. Really, the best help desk, except my own, of course, ever. But and
it's important. I don't think a lot of companies realize how important their customer service facing.
People. Yeah, it's an important thing for me too. It's critical for me that everybody who's back here can see everything that's going on out there. That can't have it any other way. I can't. I just won't. Hi, Paul Freed. Well, thanks for dropping by. Paul's on his way to do karaoke. I haven't done that for years.
I haven't either. Done that in a long time. I do it around the house all the time. That's not technically karaoke.
That's not karaoke. You have to stand there with a microphone and all these googie lights going. Oh, okay. So, yes, Wanda, you can come and join us. But when I invited you earlier, you said no. If you've changed your mind, please, waddle your way over here. And I'll hide Wilcher, sorry.
I hope everybody's got some candy stashed away. Oh yeah. I don't want to talk about your new. He is kind of large, right?
He is quite large. So I gotta hide him. Yeah, it scares the shit out of her. She doesn't like him at all.
Get that thing away from me.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't blame her. So I thought it would be fun. And I mean, he is fun. Okay, let's put it that way. He is fun, but he's going like behind the couch forever. Well, until next Halloween. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our 3 deep breaths. We've been here before, boys and girls, so I don't need to teach you how to breathe. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us. And we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth, and with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so this group, consisting of the people here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay, are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'm going to read silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group to receive the records of their souls. Just wanted to let you know, after Akashic Adventures crashed on Tuesday, I just want to reassure all of you that the records were closed. Like within 5 minutes, once my heart started beating a little more normally. So yeah. Ron, Walter is the skeleton. My real bird is Wanda. And that's pretty funny. He says it looks like she lost.
I saw that. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. She did. Okay, so let's get started on our questions because hang on.
Mm-hmm.
There. Yeah. Yeah, so Wanda's the actual bird who doesn't want to be anywhere near me because I've got a hat on and I did woofy stuff with my hair. And so, yeah. So she doesn't want to come. She's just looking at me going, I don't know you. You get away from me.
Love it.
She doesn't know what the hell's going on. I thought my millinery was quite I thought it was fetching. I mean, it's got lace. All it needs is glitter. Okay. So the first person in the queue is Kim B. Hi, Kim, who wants to know, could you tell me of a significant past life with my son, Zach? Okay. Do you want to start on this while I, if you're tuned in? Because I need a couple of seconds.
So just give me a second.
That's why I like reading with you.
Why is that? Could you do second Kim? This might be a little uncomfortable. I'm getting husband and wife. Yeah, that would be a significant one. Let's see how far back we're going to go. It's like an extremely important lifetime. I hear she rescued him and he rescued her. So let's find out why. Ooh. Oh, got chills. Sorry. I'm seeing the Berlin Wall. That's enough to send chills down anybody's spine. They were with the resistance on that side, but they also had been trying to escape from east to west Berlin. They'd lost quite a few friends, either through being, somebody informing on them for whatever it was they wanted to obtain.
They had a spy.
Be extremely careful. It kind of made them, that's just quality paranoia that stays with you for a long time if your life is based on whether or not your intuition or your feeling about somebody was accurate. But they had a plan to escape. And of course, he was a gentleman back in that time. He wanted her to go first. Somebody sabotaged part of their plan, which trapped her. Oh man! So you're sitting in, they used to call it. Some people call it the field of death. You know what I mean? Where you're out in the open and you got all the floodlights on and the barbed wire, and it's like I'm done. And then all of a sudden, I see all of the lights going out. So it went pitch black all of a sudden, which was causing confusion for everybody. They had studied the route so often that she could basically find her way in the dark from where she was. She stayed low. She was crawling on her stomach for quite a ways. And they had help. So the help was able to be much more active than they would have been with all the lights and everything on. So funny. I see her going over the wall and blowing a kiss back. Like, that was their signal that she was okay. He spent another 16 months doing a lot of hiding, a lot of planning. He had a price on his head, which is what she was worried about because, when the lights went on, they, a lot of those people were known, some were unknown. So, they kind of put the two of them together. He helped some other people get out before he planned his escape. I guess somebody that was really good at the lights. I don't know. This time, though, they weren't. Last time it was kind of like a power management issue. They just knew how to turn the lights out. This was more of sabotage, where they sabotaged the ability to turn the lights back on. So it was just, if you could actually see what was going on in the dark, it was kind of like utter chaos on both sides because the people that were trying to get out are running. The people that are trying to catch them are running in the dark. It was really dark in that area. And I'm just seeing a lot of people running. Hold on a second. Ooh, okay. He got shot in the calf. I'm getting the right calf. It didn't stop him, though, because he knew what the other alternative would be if you just quit running. Almost passed out a couple times. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he had two guys show up, one on either side of him, helping him. He didn't have his glorious necks or the top of the wall. They kind of threw him over the wall. And they created a diversion, a noise diversion more than anything. And then they helped each other over the wall after he'd already gone over the wall. They had a rendezvous point on the freedom side of the wall, basically. They had set it out a ways, but not 18 months. So there was a lot of communication between the people that were basically fighting and freeing people about who was where, did they get out, where did they go? Because there were also other plans once they got across the wall. They weren't going to stay in that area. I see her exit plan strategy was on a train. His was interesting. His was on I'm seeing like a big cart that carries hay. And then to be careful because they would stab the hay with their bayonets, checking to make sure there's nobody hiding in the hay. They had a guy that worked with them that was really good at masks, like making makeup and changing the shape of a person's nose, or
this guy's yeah,
he's really good at what he does. He could have been a professional for the government. Really, he was really, really good at what he did. He loved it too, because it was his way of expressing his art. So yeah, he actually made her a sack to her that made her look heavier than she really was, more like a middle-aged woman, or maybe about 40 to 50. Changed her hair, taught her how to walk a little differently. He's like an expert. He's really good at what he did. They ended up meeting in Paris, is what I'm hearing. He always kind of had a limp, but he didn't care because he was alive. And when they went to Paris, they kind of got into, which is kind of apropos, an acting troupe, I want to say. Because they were so thrilled about being able to express themselves, their opinions, make up, story plots in their heads. And they couldn't do that where they came from. So, and they were really good at it. What I'm seeing is they actually became very well known, what we call famous in Europe, in the parts that they could perform in. I see them going north, like to Holland. And they didn't feel comfortable, obviously, staying in Europe. And they actually got a chance. I don't know who saw them. Somebody, I feel like it was, I'm seeing a tuxedo. So I'm feeling like it's a diplomat that saw them. And he arranged for them to go to the United States. They were very successful there. They traveled the U.S. Very well known. They lived very comfortably, but they never lived like they could have lived, which was above their means. You know what I mean? They had like more than enough money to pretty much do whatever they wanted, but they didn't live that way because they believed in helping others, not just in reveling in their own success. They did a lot of work with the poor, and I'm getting New York City is what I'm getting. And it's interesting. They never had any children. They traveled a lot. A lot of people knew them. They helped a lot of people. That was really their goal, was to help other people try and reach their dreams, whatever they happen to be. That's what fulfilled their souls.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Very unusual people. They're not an average couple. They're not an average person either. Their selflessness is really fascinating. You don't see that level of service and selflessness very often, especially today. And they both look to be a pretty good age. I'm saying 70s, that was quite a good age, and they weren't in poor health. One of their pastimes was to walk a lot in New York City. They liked to look at all the history. They were fascinated. They wanted to memorize everything. They used a lot of those places as ideas for their plays. And I'm getting that he wrote. He was a playwright eventually. I don't know if I can get a name or not, but that's why this connection feels so powerful. Because there's a remembrance. Excuse me. Ooh. There's a remembrance for Kim of that lifetime, and for Zach too. They don't quite understand what it is, but that's where the connection is, and it's pretty powerful. And you're his mother because he's come here to do something special. I don't think he knows what it is yet. I don't know if you can talk to him, but meditation would help him because I think he'd get an answer. I think that very readily give him an answer as to why he's here this time and why he's here with you. Because there's a reason why. Linda.
I don't have anything to add. You okay, babe? You okay,
Yeah.
babe? Yeah.
It's just, it's very uncommon to see that level of selflessness, you know?
Yeah. Sacrifice, devotion.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. Yeah. I mean, it's,
yeah.
I mean, difficult circumstances, but incredible people with an incredible mindset. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Hope that helps you, Kim, with your son, Zach.
Okay. Sip, sip, everybody.
Yep.
You too, kid. You too, Pixie. You need it.
Yep, I do. I think I like the colder one.
Next time, next live, I think I'll experiment with using the giveaway tool for questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. He walked away with no injuries after a terrible accident, spinning out across 6 lanes.
That's his birth angel that saved his life.
Yeah.
Because he's not meant to go yet. He's got a lot to do, is what I'm hearing. Okay.
I'm going to take this next question from Baby Angel. Hi, Baby Angel. Oh, Kim says she told him, look, he was saved for a purpose. No one was hit during the spinouts. Well, that's a miracle.
Yeah, he was saved for a purpose. I mean, I don't know how close you are with your son. I think there was some, close things that you're subconsciously he's not aware of, but yeah, he definitely has a special purpose.
Okay, so I'll take this one. What guidance do the records have for me at the moment? So, Baby Angel, I'm hearing that now is the time for you to start developing your intuition. Now is the time for you to start really stepping into your truth, I guess, is the most accurate way to describe it. You're fascinated, and you're really interested, and you feel drawn to all of the woo-woo stuff, to tarot, to all kinds of different things, and this is something that your soul, your heart is trying to draw you to. So start developing it. still your mind by whatever means works for you. For some people, it's meditation. For other people, it's walking in nature. For other people, it's, everybody has their own way of stilling their mind, knitting, sewing, whatever, just to still your mind so that the guidance can be heard. Because usually our minds are really, really busy and full of stuff. And so we don't hear the whispers of inspiration. We just don't. We can't, because our minds are too busy distracting us from what's important. So meditate, or listen to music, or do some guided meditations. Go for long walks in the fields and the forests, and learn to listen to yourself. Take some courses if you want to. If that's something that appeals to you, take some courses. Take some courses if you want to. Read some books. Oh, she says her original question was something like, what spiritual gifts that I'm not aware of or to make use? Okay, I don't know your original question, because I just take what comes up, in the queue. So, okay, good. So that does resonate with you. So yeah, so start working on that. Start developing that. That's your next, pardon me. That's your next step. That's your, what to do now is like the whole now what, that's what that is. They're not telling me. What they're saying is that you have many, many gifts yet to explore. And they're not telling me what they are. So they're not telling me, tarot reading or clairvoyance or any of those things. They're just saying many, many gifts for you to explore. And that's like the catch-22 that drives me crazy all the time with when I'm working with spirit, is that our job is to find our purpose. Okay. Well, no, wait. Our purpose. We have a purpose. But part of that purpose is finding that purpose. And so our only compass to that is our heart, and what calls to us. Is it music? Is it dance? Is it reading tarot or oracle cards or whatever it is? Our compass is our heart, and what we're attracted to, and what calls to us, and what gives us joy. So that's what the records have for you. That's what the masters have for you today, baby angel. And I hope that helps. I forgot to welcome Shenanigans. I'm glad you're here, Shenanigans. She says that there's 2 mudras that we can use to help facilitate grounding and centering your mind.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to look at something that requires physical motion while we're trying to work.
So your pinky and ring fingers place your thumb over them, index and middle, you push them to the tops of your thighs. Oh, okay. Into the tops of your thighs. Like how top? Like the joint of my hip top? Uh-oh. I didn't touch the keyboard. I swear to God. Okay, so that's one. So that helps with grounding. And then here's the second one, baby angel. You curl your ring fingers into your thumb and leave the other fingers splayed out. Then you rest the back of your hand on top of your thigh. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this in like people who do yoga and stuff. Okay. Okay, I can do that. Okay. Thank you, Shenanigans. And Rhonda Forrest, Rhonda Forrest has a last minute Halloween emergency. Somebody lost a mask and they're at work.
Okay.
Jeremy, normally the bird is on my shoulder and she's very quiet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get her since clearly she's not happy. I will be right back.
You'll like Wanda. She's a sweetie. And she's usually, with Linda. So this is just her costume is not to Wanda's liking, which I can understand. She's probably like, what in the world? And she's sweet. And I think she likes talking to people too. At least that's what she says. If that's why she's not happy right now, because she's not seeing everybody. It sounds weird when I say that, but they have their own form of vision. Yeah, Wanda definitely. She talks. She's very quiet right at the moment.
I even took off the hat and she didn't want to come. So, oh, wait, she's climbing down the cage. Maybe she's going to walk over. I don't know. Teelin, you are absolutely correct. And so are you, baby angel. Okay. Anywhere at the top of your thigh, usually midway between the knees and the hip. Okay. Yeah, Jeremy, me too. I love birds. That's why I have like too many. And is she coming over? Because if she is, I don't want to put the hat back on. Oh, well, we'll just see. Oops, no, wrong way. Oh, maybe.
Oh, how cool is that?
Okay. Yeah, it did come out correctly. Thank you, Shenanigans. Sorry, I got to do next. Yeah, I remember now. I know what I'm doing. Really. Yeah, be safe, Shenanigans. Good luck with that, baby angel. And if you decide to read tarot or something, you could be, I'll have you on. Okay, next is Amanda Carroll, and she wants to know, did she have a past life in Australia? Oh. I'm getting yes, and I'm getting you're an Aboriginal man, or I'm seeing you as a young man with a like a small group of people. There's maybe 20 in your, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say tribe, because that's not the right word. In your group, family group. And you have a good life. There's enough food. You know where to find the water. You travel around the countryside, kind of following the food, and so it's not a permanent, but you always go to the same places. So you have a kind of a route that you follow with the seasons. It's a deeply spiritual life. The shaman wants to train you to take his place. And so you've been working with your shaman, as well as doing all the other things that you're expected to do. You've been working with this shaman since you were a little kid, like 7 or 8. He started out by making you bring his water and bring his firewood and stuff like that. And it's understood by everybody in the group that when he passes on, you will be the next shaman. At the time that I'm seeing you, you're a young man, about 20, maybe, I don't know, something like that, 18, 20, 22, something like in there. Very, young man, the beginning of life. You have a partner, you have a wife, and a child. The child is still an infant, like can't walk yet. At the time that I'm seeing this baby can't walk. It's a good life. Nobody's going hungry. There's very little disease. There's accidents, like hunting accidents. People break legs and arms and stuff. But and they fall. I see somebody fell and screwed up their shoulder so that they were permanently disabled by that. Lived in a lot of pain. But there's a lot of plants that the shaman taught you after this happened, after that, and I don't, a cousin of some sort. I mean, in the same family group, so I don't know what the relationship was, but the shaman knows all of the healing plants and the painkillers that are available, and so you're able to keep that person pretty comfortable in spite of those injuries, because the shoulder's healed all wrong, and they can't really move their arm. There's nerve damage, there's muscle and bone damage, and it's all a mess and very painful. But they still participate in the village, in the community's life. They still are able to do some things. This is a man, by the way. This was a hunting accident. Some part of a cliff gave way beneath them and they just fell with the rocks. It took a long time for them to heal as much as they did. Anyway, that was the lifetime where so you maybe don't know this, but you have an affinity for plants. That was the lifetime where that was brought to the forefront and where you developed it. And you could pick that up again now if you wanted to. Healing plants and herbs and the whole herbal healing. If you wanted to, you have that innate sort of vibration, I guess, that you resonate with plants. You understand plants. You can, I hesitate to say communicate, but there is a level of communication that goes on between you and the plants. So, Amanda Carroll, you have a really, you are connected with nature. I'm just trying to back out here and get a bigger picture, kind of a perspective here. You're a servant of Gaia. These gifts are Gaia's gifts. I'm hearing that, and I'm getting big chills. Okay. So, you're very different from Annie Bear. I think you know Annie Bear. You're very different from Annie Bear, and you have a different purpose and a different function and but you're both servants of Gaia. You do have a really deep connection with the plants. I bet you could persuade a plant to flower out of season. So there's a clue for you. Yeah, I love Annie Bear a lot too. She's a wonderful sister. I love her with my entire being. I hope that helped. Now, and Shenanigans gave us another mudra, and she says, okay, hang on. Wait, so here's what Shenanigans has for a mudra. So hang on. Your right thumb over your left, then point out your index and middle fingers so they're pressed together. Then bring the bottoms of your palms to your body. Where? Oh, somewhere where your rib cage meets your stomach. Oh, okay. So like right around the solar plexus chakra. Yeah. Oh, thanks for that, Shenanigans. But I want you to save those for our show together. We're doing, Shenanigans and I are doing a show together about mudras in November. So save those, okay? Plumeria. Amanda Carroll says she has hopes for her plumeria who just lost all her leaves. Well, I bet you can do something about that. I bet you have the ability to persuade her that she really, really does want to have her leaves back and be as beautiful as she always was. Okay. And Pixie, Leah wanted to know what her favorite cookies were. I like all cookies. I'm not that.
Are we talking a psychic question, or are we talking Akashic?
No, she asked us in the chat. I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting to answer. I like all cookies. I don't have a favorite. I like sugar cookies. I even like Fig Newtons, for goodness sake. And you probably don't have them in the States. They're called Tim Tams. And yeah, they're yeah, never mind. I think they're British, but we have them here. And my you know what's fun to do with those marshmallow puffs? I don't know what they're called, but they're puffs of marshmallow with a little bit of jam on top of a cookie and covered in chocolate. Mash them into your forehead.
Yeah, it's my favorite flower too, Amanda.
Wrong.
No, I was just, trying to figure where we're going because of time.
Yeah, I'm. Bye, Shenanigans. She's going to be a pincushion for her acupuncturist. You too. Take care. What's wrong with Fig Newtons? Most people don't like them. I like them. Next person in the queue is Whispering Horizons. Whoops. Who wants to know what spiritual family she belongs to or they belong to? I don't even know what that question means.
I don't either.
Oh, yeah? Oh, good. I don't feel so stupid. Whispering Horizons, that's not like a question that I even neither of us understands what you mean by that. Like,
I mean, they're not like, like our religions.
Yeah. And it's not like, and it's also not like the Jones or the Smiths or the whatever. It's, and also different people come and go. Okay. So this is just my understanding, okay? And I'm just one person, and other people, I'm sure, have their own opinions. But this is based on my observation and based on my experience, okay? So again, limited, right? One person's perspective. We have an immediate family, which is usually like maybe 15 people. And those are people that we tend to interact with a lot over lifetimes. There's a larger group of maybe 100 people that, float in and out. There's an even bigger group of thousands of people. Okay. So it kind of reflects our life experience, what we experience in life here. I don't even know how to begin to answer your question.
I think that
it doesn't make sense.
My soul, which planet are we coming from? Not everybody's alien based either. So it's kind of like, do you just want to know?
Thank you. Excellent point.
Personally, in this lifetime, I mean, the lessons are the same. No matter where you originate from, you choose your lessons. Whether you're human or alien, they're different because their societies are different.
Yeah.
They have different rules, different goals.
Yeah.
They don't have the same physiology that we do either, so they live longer. So there's differences, but it just but you're still going to learn lessons no matter who you come in from.
It's kind of an irrelevant thing. I don't even know.
Not like on Earth where there's a hierarchy, like a corporation has a hierarchy of people. Yeah. It's not like that at all, because everybody comes from the same place. Technically, when you get right down to it, the form may be different once you incarnate. Where you come from is source.
Here's a little bit more from Whispering Horizons. She's talking about my soul. Which planet are you coming from? Again,
we just explained it kind of.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
There aren't there's no guarantee you're even from a planet. I'm trying to figure out how to put it.
I don't know how to say it either. Like, I have spent lifetimes on planets in the Andromeda system. I have spent at least 3 lifetimes in the Pleiades. I have spent many lifetimes on this planet. But I have spent at least 20 lifetimes on 4 other planets. So
don't you find that the phrasing is, I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
Your soul is part of who you are. It's always going to be with you. It doesn't matter where you originate, where you're going to. It's yours. It doesn't change. I'm trying to figure out what you're getting at. 'Cause I don't see where it changes at all. Because it's your pure energy. So your energy can be transformed, but it's not going to go to somebody else when you pass.
It's yours. You are you. Through all your lifetimes, you are you. And in all the places that your lifetimes happen, you are who you are. And it's not like you're from a planet. You may have had a lifetime on a planet. Mm-hmm. We all have had, I'm sure. Okay, I don't know how I'm sure, but I'm sure we've all lived other lives on other planets than Earth. And it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters about those lifetimes, and again, the only thing that matters about our lifetimes on Earth is the lessons that we came here to learn, or that we went there to learn. Did we learn them? Do we have to go back? Are we repeating the same patterns over and over again? That's what you want to look at. It's not so much. I mean, okay, look. As a reader, it is tons of fun for me to look at other lifetimes. It really is. It's I learn a lot, and I see a lot of really interesting things, and it's just very cool for me, whether it's my lifetime or somebody else's. But that's not the important part. The important part is the lessons. What did you take away from that lifetime? And none of it was material. So you've got to know that it's what did you learn? What were you there for? What was the point? What was the purpose? Was it to learn about sacrifice, Was it to learn about devotion? Was
Yeah.
it to learn, was it to
Well,
learn?
and I mean, the planet you're currently on is one of the most difficult ones because
Yeah.
we're human. It's one
Shruti.
of the most difficult planets. A lot of people don't choose to come here.
Oh,
for a
yeah.
reason,
Yeah. On the other
because
hand, there's
it's
like
not
crazy.
easy at all.
It's not easy, but it is a really good
It's
way to burn
worthwhile.
candles.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to learn.
A lot of old souls will also choose a very difficult life path. They won't choose an easy one
Hi,
because
Miss
they're looking
Dolores.
to learn the lessons and then advance to the next lesson that they're supposed to learn and the
Yeah.
next lesson that they're supposed to learn.
Yeah. So, this is the best that we can come up with for answering your question, Whispering Horizons. I know that it's probably not satisfactory, but honestly, the point of your life is to learn. Well, it says,
to learn and move to the next one, and then you set yourself before you came here. You set yourself a certain amount of lessons that you wanted to learn, and then you have to learn one before you can move to the next one, or you might get stuck in between two, which you're not supposed to. You're supposed to move through them, but that happens to a lot of us. We get stuck somewhere along the way, but you're never going to be 100% off your life path because you do have guides that you can ask from. You also have a birth angel. It's like that accident that he was saved from. I saw two angels standing near that carnage that she was talking about from the accident. But there was, and you have one too. Everybody does. You have your birth angel. That's their job. Their job is to keep you where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to exit stage left before the end of your soul plan that you made with your guides before you came here. It's the same whether you're going to a planet somewhere. You've made your soul plan with them. And that's why they are there to guide you, because they're not in physical form. So they're not experiencing the emotions that a lot of us experience here, which can be really difficult. It can be like being on a nasty roller coaster ride you really don't want to be on, but you can't figure out how to get off because you're not the only one involved in that life lesson. Usually there's other people involved too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to manage. It's your stuff, their stuff, trying to find a resolution to that stuff. Am I supposed to stay with that person? Am I supposed to go? And that's all part of the learning. I don't think that helps you.
Whispering Horizon says only strong souls is here. And if you weren't strong when you got here, you get strong after a while. Okay. Because that's part of it.
Yeah. I mean, because, you can, people have exited their soul plans.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to leave, but it wasn't, from what my understanding of that is, that you're going to come back because you didn't learn the lesson, which they totally understand that it can be just too difficult.
Yeah.
Because when we choose those plans, we're not in human form. We're looking at it from a spirit's perspective, from a soul's perspective. This is very different. Get a little carried away sometimes with some of the things that we want to do or accomplish when we're here. So I hope that helps everybody a little bit.
Lynn, thank you so much, but that's not necessary. I have Shruti's question marked to be answered if we have time at the end of the show. And so far, I think we've got 4 questions done. Let me just find out. The next people in the queue, if there's time, if we're not too tired at the end of this, okay. So we have 4 people in the queue. The next is T. Lynn, then Jazz, then Maureen D'Amico, and then Lynn Hirayama. And then Shruti, if we have time and if we have the energy, we will answer your question, okay? So Whispering Horizons, I hope that gave you a little bit of insight. Listen, can I recommend a book to you? I don't know if you're much of a reader or not, but I am, so I go to books when I want to learn something. It's Dr. Michael Newton, and it's called Journey of the Soul. or The Journey of Souls, something like that. There's a couple of them. He's written a lot of books, but these there's 2 or 3 in this series. I highly recommend that you take a look at them, because they're available on Amazon, like on Kindle, and probably in bookstores too. But I mean, I don't know where you are, what bookstores are like around you. So
kind of depends on the area that you're in.
The whole thing, what he describes in those books reflects what has been my observation, what I've seen from the Akashic record. His description and his interviews under hypnosis with people about what goes on between lives. That's what those books are about. It pretty much accurate from what I have seen myself. It is accurate. Okay.
Well, I would ask them, Whispering Horizons, if you talk to your guides and ask them for confirmation, because they're the ultimate confirmation for you. That's why they're there.
They said, Whispering Rains said something earlier about she's seen one of them, and I thought that was I thought I'm not sure one of who exactly, one of her guides maybe. She says, I asked him, he told me I'm from Astral Planet. I asked just to be sure.
Did you? Is he talking about Whispering Horizons? Are you talking about your guide when you say you asked?
Her guide or her? Yeah, she did. She says.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
They helped you plan it, so they'd be the people to really give you.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to work on. That's why they're here. We're supposed to go to them rather than someone else who's not in our life. I know that we give readings, a lot of other people give readings, but you need to work on checking with your own inner compass.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's there, to help you. And to tell you, yes, no, no, that's not accurate. Don't go off on that. They don't want you going off on a tangent if you don't have to. If it's part of your life path, that's a different story. Yeah. I mean, they can control you. They can talk to you, but they just can't step in and take over. They're not allowed to do that.
Okay, so this is interesting. Whispering Horizon says he told her all souls are coming from there. Well, all souls come from Source, and the Source creates souls. We are all a piece of the divine. We don't come from a planet. We come from Source, and there is a kind of I've seen it. There's a nursery for the brand new baby souls, and other more advanced souls are looking after them and teaching them and loving them and helping them grow and develop. And it takes quite a while before anybody gets sent to any planet. So you may have I don't think we all start on the same planet. That just doesn't feel right to me. I'll have to ask. No, we don't start on the same planet. Once we get developed enough. Okay. This is coming from one of my Akashic Records masters. Once the soul is developed enough to be able to sustain a physical existence. I'm sorry about Wanda. Once the soul is developed enough to sustain a physical existence, the soul will start planning their life, and depending on the plan for their soul, depending on what they plan and they want to learn, they will go to the planet that's best suited for them. They will be closely watched and supported and supervised in those first few lifetimes. So, yeah, souls don't all come from the same planet. Souls all come from spirit, from Source, from God. Excuse me, I'm going to go and get Her Majesty. I'll be right back. Okay, Wanda, did you change your mind again? Are you coming? Come on. I'll pick you up. You don't have to worry.
I hope that helps. It's a really big concept, I think, for us as human beings to understand, because it's a huge concept. And if you just look at a photograph of the universe that's visible to us, it's not really visible when you're out there, but it's visible. You can see some pictures of it. If you just look at one picture of a very small portion of the universe, if you really think about it, the intelligence it took to create that, it's pretty overwhelming to me. Just to look at that one part of it, let alone thinking about, if you think about how many people are on the earth, how many people they interact with, they all have their own life plans. I mean, can you imagine trying to run and watch over everybody and help them out and make sure they're okay? So they have to have just as many guides, a lot of times more guides, depending on how many different guides you'll have. And as you go throughout your lifetime, you have a birth angel, they stay with you your entire life and they leave when you leave. But you also have you might have, a couple of guys that you've known all your life, and then all of a sudden you hit a certain age and something comes up, and all of a sudden you have a new guide. If you're talking to them and you ask for help, they'll send a new guide that specializes in whatever that problem is, and they've been kind of waiting for you to call on them. So they're constantly in and out depending on who they're matched up with. But they're the people that you worked with when you created your life plan. They're right there with you, because they will be with you once you're born into a human form.
Yeah.
It's pretty an overwhelming concept if we try and wrap our heads around the whole thing.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
There's the time in between too.
Well, yeah. And that's
before, you got the time in between, you got the time here, you got the time after. It's a lot.
Yeah. Thanks for your question, Whispering Horizons. That was an interesting discussion. And welcome, Wanda. She's hiding her head. I don't even have my hat on, and she's hiding her head. Next, we have T. Lynn. Are you still here, girl? She wants to know how her guide Luther related in this life. Is he the one that told me to use divining rods? How is he related in this life? I'm not sure. T-Lyn also wants to know if birth angels ever make themselves known. Yes, sometimes to some people. Some people
like that. Amanda's son.
Yeah.
They kept him from dying, and more than just him.
No, it was
people involved in that accident. It was a multi-vehicle accident. It was
Kim's son, Kim B's son.
Yeah. That's a birth angel that stepped in. Probably more than one, with that many people involved and nobody hurt. Those are the kind of times where you kind of go, wait a minute, how did that happen? Now, sometimes angels, there are other, helper angels too that'll drop in when they're called upon. They're called upon to go do something and help somebody. That's when like somebody sees someone after an accident at a scene that helps save their life, and then they never see them again. And then they talk to other people on the scene about this person. They didn't see them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read a few stories like that. That's terrifying. Well, not terrifying, but really spooky.
On purpose. That was their purpose, was to help.
So, T-Lyn, I have a question for you. What do you mean by related in this life? Do you mean like he doesn't have, he's not incarnate right now. Like he's not living in like a person in your life right now. He's your guide. And he's your main guide. And
T-Lyn wants to know if they ever make themselves known. You're definitely going to know them. They'll make themselves known when it's your time to cross, because they're going to go with you.
They'll be with you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Depends on the circumstances of your life path. You might see them before that, like in a really bad illness or something, or like an accident. They might show up briefly, but they're not going to normally be the ones that you talk to on a regular basis.
So, Pixie, look at this. Lynn says that a reader said that she and her guide Luther were related in this lifetime of Lynn's, I guess. But I'm not getting that at all. Like, I'm getting that Luther has been in spirit for a long time. And
when you say related, it doesn't have to mean physically related. It could be soul family.
Yeah, when she says this lifetime, I mean, I don't know, like I kind of.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was she was talking to him as her guide in this lifetime. That's what I was asking for a little bit more.
She wanted to know if he's the one that told her to use divining rods. Mm-hmm. So
she wants to see if it was him.
Yeah.
I mean, I can ask, but that's something you should ask, Teelan, whenever you get information, and you always want to make sure it's from the highest possible form of divine white light. Any information you get.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's a guide you're not familiar with, you always want to make sure that's where the information is coming from. Let's see if we can find out if he's the one who told you about the divining rods. You don't get he was. You shaking your head.
I know. I'm still looking at the relationship and they may have been related many, many lifetimes ago, but Luther's been a guide for a long, long time, like 1,000 years or more. That Luther has been out of a body, like not incarnated, not physical. So
he's using the term eons.
Oh well, even longer than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Closest.
Yeah. No.
Understanding is the word he's using.
Okay. So it's been eons since he was last walking in a physical body. So no, he's not related to you in this lifetime, other than as a guide. But he wants you to think of him as a brother.
Kind of like his specialty is stuff like spiritual things. That's kind of what he specializes in. Like he doesn't give, somebody might need help with a relationship. That's not really his area of expertise.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more the laws of the universe, metaphysical things. That's what he deals with.
His inspirations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he does want you to think of him as that annoying older brother who's always right. He's funny. I like him. Who's always right, and that you just kick yourself because you just don't want to. You don't want to surrender yourself to the guidance. Like there's you and I in that way, Teelan, you and I are very much alike. There's like this core of defiance, which I am told, and I was told this very directly, that this core of defiance served me very well on the earth plane. It helped me survive a narcissistic mother. But it's useless on the spiritual plane. So I am learning the lessons of surrender. And I suspect that you may have some to learn as well. Just judging by the way, yeah. He's talking about how he sees himself as an older brother who's trying to show you where to place your feet to be at your greatest advantage, to walk this way and not that way, and you resist a lot, and he finds that tiresome.
I don't know if you're trying to help somebody or if you're somehow involved in a relationship of some kind. You get like you're not really the first party or removed from the relationship, kind of on the outside of it. And this is interesting because I didn't think he would give any. He says more life path related than it is anything else. Mind your place. That's what I'm hearing. Mind your place. In other words, you're meddling where you don't belong. That's what I'm hearing. Step back, take a breath, get quiet.
Yeah. She says they just said, Spirit said it's time to look at using tools. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's all part of development, right? Some people use you use tools, and those can be divining rods, those can be tarot cards, those can be scrying in crystal balls. Tools are an important part, or they can be if you want them. They can be an important part of, she says she was told he's like a Bernie Mac comedian. Okay, so I don't know.
Very direct. He's really direct. But that makes sense for a really old soul.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have time for, pretty words.
He doesn't have time for messing around, is what he's saying. He doesn't want to mess around. Yeah. So when you're ready, I'm already ready.
Yeah, I've been ready.
You haven't been ready.
Been ready for a few centuries.
He's kind of putting you on notice, basically, and giving you a bit of a hard time. Let's put it that way. It's done in a loving way, but he said that's one of the things he works with for himself, because it's not like they don't have things too. Is patience.
Yeah. So yeah, try to. Okay. So here's what he's telling me. Still your mind so I can speak to you more clearly. Calm yourself and still your mind. So, T-Lynn, I don't know if you like or can or ever do meditate, but that's a very good way of stilling your mind, and so is walking in nature. And so there's a whole bunch of things that you can do to still your mind so that you can hear. And this is true for all of us. He's a very good guide, T-Lynn. You're very lucky to have him. He's a very clear, this is just me telling you this, okay? He's very clear and very direct, and I don't have any trouble understanding him. He's not like, he's very loud. Well, not loud, but like he's coming through loud and clear. There's no sort of fog present. So he knows how to use his energy to get through. So make it easy for him. So
you're slip sliding away. That's what I hear. There is somebody in your periphery when you're saying you're trying to rebuild your own life. There's somebody in your periphery that you have that kind of an issue with. It's not like it's more of a peripheral relationship. It's not like an important relationship per se, like, one-on-one, or even, it's not right in your immediate circle of your life, but I feel like they're in the periphery of your life. That's the one he's talking about. Female, not a male.
She says she faithfully meditates each evening, and now she thinks he may be the one who tried to audibly speak to me about a month ago. T-Lynn, have you tried automatic writing? Like channeling by using automatic writing? Because that might be a way to connect with your guides if you're having difficulty otherwise. That just to channel with automatic writing. That might be another tool in your toolbox, because you can never have too many tools.
He really likes music. I'm hearing a lot of music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, it was him, by the way.
She says she does it. That doesn't resonate, like having somebody peripheral. She's isolated and only interacts with her son. No, she hasn't tried writing. Okay, so maybe look at some how to do automatic writing. It's not tough, and then try that. It mostly is just whatever comes into your head, you write it down, and then you go back later and see what resonates for you. Or it might resonate right at the moment. It's hard to know because everybody's different. So I hope that helps, T. Lynn. Next, let's see. This is like Christmas. I get to open up presents and questions every few minutes. It's kind of cool. We're at 90 minutes and 91 minutes. And so we'll finish. We have three more questions.
Okay.
T-Lin was the fourth, so this will be the third. Okay, come on, Nightbot. Why are you? Oh, I know why. It's my fault. Okay. She says he spoke directly in her ear as she was locking the door to go outside. Frightened her, but had chills my entire meditation. Well, there you are. Okay. Next.
Or disco music, sorry. Wow, that's so cool, T-Lin. Okay. I hope that helps. He's dressed like a PIMP, like purple, like the hat and the coat, and like, I mean.
Oh, those big fur coats and the purple hat.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be Luther. Okay, staying alive. That's right. That's exactly what I was. Kim, you caught on to my wavelength because that's exactly what was going through my head. Okay, so Jazz wants to know if they have a past life related to medicine.
Wow, that was fast. Ooh.
You go if you're ready.
I saw the front lines. Excuse me. World War One. You dress as a nurse. You're not super far back from the front line. You're actually, picking people up with the stretchers, with the ambulances, and taking them to what we, nowadays call a MASH tent. There's a lot of noise here, like bombs going off, and I can hear bullets. Let's see what you're doing back at the base. Oh, you're hoping there's somebody you know in the war, and always in the back of your head, you're wondering if you're going to run into them or find them or help them. May ask them who that is. It's your brother.
Yeah, it's her brother.
Yeah, it's your brother. He like kind of snuck and enlisted. He was way too young to be enlisted.
14.
Feels responsible for him. Oh boy. I see you though. And when you see him, you almost don't recognize him because his energy signature is so different. He grew up so fast that you almost don't recognize him. And you just standing there, the two of you staring at one another. Like, is it really you? He knows you, but you're looking at him thinking, is that really my brother? You see him smoking a cigarette, which he didn't smoke when he joined the army, obviously. He's got his jacket over his shoulder. He's got his foot, how they cross it over, put their toe on the ground. His right leg is crossed in front of his left. There's not a scratch on him. Which, that's part of why you're staring so hard. You just can't, you feel like he's like a mirage, like you're not really looking at your brother. Like, what in the world am I looking at? That can't be him. Kind of all this stuff is running through your head. He turns, because somebody points you out to him. I don't think the person knows that you're his sister. And when he turns, the cigarette drops out of his mouth. And he just drops his jacket on the ground. And he turns and starts to run. I mean, you hit each other really hard, It was like nothing else was going on around you. In that moment, it's just the two of you. It's weird. It's like you could have taken you out of there and set you somewhere else. You kind of gave him a what for? Like, what were you thinking? The lecture he didn't get because he was gone already. Neither one of you really you don't want to leave. You don't want to go anywhere. You just want to spend that time. But unfortunately, in the circumstances that you're standing in, he's kind of on a break, but he's headed out again with his unit, and you have work in the mess tent, a lot of work. And then you got your lecture because he's like, what the hell are you doing here? You shouldn't be here either. It's kind of funny, actually, the way.
Jazz says in this lifetime, they don't have any siblings.
You pinned something on his jacket. It's a small pin, like one of those push pins with the attachment on the back, but this one screws on, so it's not going to come off. You knew it wasn't fair to ask, but you made him promise he'd come home, that you'd see him again. Let me see if I can fast forward. The way that you were living was very difficult because you were constantly looking for his face, and that's extremely difficult. And you're looking at somebody that's horribly injured or, dead, or, you're kind of not wanting to look, but you have to look at the same time because you need to know. See if he gets back. He was in a tank. I feel the ground rumbling. Oh, okay. He was injured, but the underground got there before the Germans, and he had to go quite a ways to find any kind of medical help. Get that he lost a couple of fingers because gangrene was starting to set in. It was on his non-dominant hand. considers himself extremely lucky to be alive, period, because of how bad the explosion was. He became part of the underground because the area he was in, there was would have been extremely difficult to try and get back to his unit. He wouldn't have made it. It was too densely populated with the enemy troops. Even the the people that were doing revolting basically against the Germans had to be extremely careful. A couple of them got caught too. They died. I'm getting them going out over the mountains. It's a very difficult trip. He had a real dedication to service. It felt like he really was fighting for his country, even though he ended up in a different country than France. Okay, he made it to the coast, so the underground knew a lot of people along the way that could pass messages. There was some location that they could get to where they were trusted, where they would pass messages if they ran across anybody that was part of their service for that country. As one of their soldiers, they would get the messages, they would relay them. I see all these relay stations. Back.
Jazz wants to know if that sibling is present in her current lifetime.
I heard, oh yes. Can you guess which one's me? He's asking you. Sorry. I just heard it's been a long time, sis. I don't know why, but I want to ask you, do you know somebody that whistles? I feel like you know someone that whistles. Hear that song, Whistle While You Work.
The Seven Dwarves.
This is a really tight, that lifetime was like this. They're like two people, but almost like one, because they were so close. It's not a female, it's a male. Okay, who asked us? Jazz. Do you know anybody like that, Jazz? Because he's not far from you. I asked him, how else would she recognize you? He said, well, I'm a bit of a smart ass. Sorry. Probably thought I needed to laugh.
Not like we're not a dime a dozen, right?
He goes, he's like he's got like a twinkle in his eye too. One of those kind of like a character you wouldn't forget, like somebody you wouldn't forget. Trying to see if there's another way she can identify him.
Jazz says, this lifetime I have very less human connections.
Okay. Boy, his presence is so strong, though. Wow.
Yeah, he's in your life. He's in your life, Jazz.
Oh, that was rough.
It doesn't matter how much time you spent with each other. And I don't know if he will know if she identifies him. But
he reminds me of my father quite a bit.
She says, I do feel an immediate connection with a school friend, I guess, of hers, but we have very little time spent with each other.
I'm going to ask you if you dream, because I'm hearing that we don't just spend time on the earth plane. We spend a lot of time dreaming. So I don't know if you dream of a particular person, but that's what I'm getting. Look for me in your dreams. I'll make sure I give you a sign you won't forget. And then you'll know.
Well, that's not scary.
No, he doesn't mean it like that, Linda.
No, I know. Just, I'll give you a sign you won't forget.
Means it's just, that means you'll always remember it. It doesn't mean it's bad. No, she says she's attracted to the medical profession this lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. And this might be something you want to take up. I mean, I don't know what your circumstances are, but you were a hell of a medic in that war. You were really good. Another healer teacher.
She lost. He got back, but he had to go back. I see him coming out of those boats on D-Day.
So he went back for the Second World War? He didn't get enough of the first?
Well, I remember how young he was.
Yeah, he was 14. So.
Yeah. It had pretty much always been his life away from home. And, he didn't really do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of recovery, not just physical, but mental recovery for people that were that war was bad because of the mustard gas and.
Jazz says they didn't.
His life, you know what I mean? It was like it was meant for him to do that. To be military. Yeah. That's what he dreamt about. That's why he ran away and joined when he was way too young. Any other time he wouldn't have gotten away with that.
Jazz says that they didn't get to be a medical professional in this lifetime. I mean, it depends on how you define it. You could how you define healing, because your thing is healing. Okay. So you could always do energy healing like Reiki or something like that isn't medical professional, but it's still healing, or herbal healing, or any of that kind of stuff. The less conventional kind of healing, the less, yeah. So
He wants you to laugh more. He says you don't laugh enough.
Yeah. Well, that's true for everybody. That's true for all of us here, is that we need to laugh more, we need to play more, we need to have more fun, and we need to find more joy. And I got to hide my hat because she's looking at it and kind of grinding her beak.
That's an extremely close relationship.
Good luck, Jazz.
You have to let us know if you have a really special dream, because
Yeah.
that's what he's telling me.
Yeah. Let us know. And it'll be soon, within a week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
He's a character. He really is.
I don't have anything. Well, anything I had to add, I already did. And thanks, Jazz, for your question. And I hope that helps. And please come back and let us know about any dreams you have. We have Maureen D'Amico. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Maureen, with question, did I have a past life in Ireland? You had several lives between Ireland and Scotland. And there's an island in the middle, the Isle of Man. So you were like, I don't know, 10 lifetimes, 8, something like that, like a lot. I mean, you've had, Maureen, you've had about 60 or 70 lifetimes on this planet. Or is that a total, you guys? Or is this just on this planet? Well, that's in total. Okay, so you've had 60 or 70 lifetimes in total. And most of them have been on this planet. The early ones were not. The ones that you've had in Scotland, Ireland, that corner.
Scotland was earlier.
Yeah. Scotland, the Isle of Man, Ireland, and I'm hearing Wales. So like that whole corner of the British Isles.
I've heard somebody say you made a bunny lass.
You rotated between those countries, and I see a lifetime as a monk. I see a lifetime as a farm wife. I think that one was in Scotland.
Yes.
I see
feisty, strong.
I see a hunter in Wales and a fisherman on the Isle of Man. And there's like 2 or 3 lifetimes as a monk. Not all in Ireland. But yeah. So that was the
one that's
level overview.
The one sticking out is the one in Scotland. The earlier one on the farm, I see a lot of walking in the Highlands. A lot of walking. I see 1, 2, 3 children. You had more, but you lost some. 1 drowned. You had like red hair. We got through quite a bit. I don't know why, but I feel like your husband spent time up in the mountains. Let me ask why. during the time when Scotland fought for her independence. I mean, there was like such a fierce love of the land. And more than a dislike of the British. Did a lot of damage, burnt a lot of farms, did a lot of, R-ing and pillaging and did a lot of things that, should have never happened. Trying to make, hold on to their stake. They quoted their stake in the Scottish lands. Why there's been such turmoil and dislike for hundreds, thousands of years, actually.
Maureen says that she's always been drawn to anything Irish, and I was in the Navy in this lifetime. So, Maureen, if you were ever to go to Scotland and Ireland, especially the lesser, like the kind of out of the way places, like not the big cities, just, I don't know, driving around the countryside or something,
in Scotland, that's where you should go.
Yeah, you would get big chills in a number of places. You would get lots of, you would recognize a lot of places and not know that you recognize. And you know what I mean? Like that feeling like, whoa, this feels really, really familiar, but I've never been here before. Well, that's
I don't know which country this is in. I'm just hearing Kilcarney.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, so would I.
Hang on. I have the entirety of human knowledge at my fingertips.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to do that right at the moment.
There's Kilkenny and Killarney.
Yes. I'm getting this the Kilkenny one.
Okay, so it's a city and a castle. There's a castle.
The castle. I couldn't figure out where the castle was situated, but I knew there was a castle. Wow, I got a funny feeling. If she's never seen the series Outlander, she would love that series. I'm getting chills. It's going to feel like home, like she's right back almost in that time. It's almost like, I think that's why I mentioned Outlander, because Outlander's about time travel.
Maureen says her ancestors are from Kilkenny. And Kilkenny, I believe, is in, wait a second here. It's in the Republic of Ireland. So
and the Irish sometimes fought, for the English. Sometimes they fought.
The English invaded 800 years ago. So yeah, there's a big hatred for the English in the Republic. Well, not really anymore, although they still,
Well, they're still, they're still back and forth about their independence. Yeah. So it's still there. There's still colonels up there.
And there's still a lot of
but back and forth about the Highlands that's really important. And what I'm hearing, what I would suggest too, is that you look at the plaids, the clans, because one of them is going to hit you like a ton of bricks when you see it. You're going to feel it right, almost like a lightning bolt, come right down through your body, like, oh, you're going to know that's the tartan.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any doubt whatsoever. It's going to be a really interesting experience. But I think I fall in love with the Highlands. I really do.
Yeah. And she says, to this day, my family has no love of the English.
Yep. Told you it was still there.
Well, between Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, yeah, I guess.
Well,
okay.
I mean.
So, Pixie, this is our last question, and then we have Shruti's question. Um, and I want to know how you're feeling. And if you, our last question is Lynn Hirayama, who wants to know what's up for her, for her. And then we have one more question, and that's from Shruti. Are you up to another question
I'm
after
trying to
this?
figure out what's up for me. What does that mean? Is this a psychic
Yeah.
question? What is she asking?
I don't really understand it either, and I was going to ask her for some clarification when we got to it. So, what exactly do you mean, Lynn? Do you mean what should you be doing? What steps should you be taking? What messages we can just tell you what messages the masters and guides have for you, if that's okay with you.
Or something. I mean, we can do that, but I wish what I'm hearing is they want her to do more of that.
Do more.
Outlander has been made into a series, a long series, but it's a really good one.
Yeah, it is.
What was it on Stars? I think for a while. I don't know. It's ending this year. I think it's 10 years worth of filming.
And also the book series was fabulous because I read it too.
Yeah, I like books, but it's very, very, Outlander's very well done. It's beautiful visually.
Yeah.
You feel like you're right there.
Yeah, it's beautifully done.
So Lynn can ask if she wants to know, does she want us to try and give her confirmation because she's not real sure of her answer that she got, or I'm just trying to get closer to what Lynn needs or wants.
I know she's still here. She answered just like a few minutes ago.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Nope. So Lynn, how about if we just if we just give you messages from the guides and masters? How about that?
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
didn't post.
She was in a hurry. She didn't post a good question, but she's listening. Okay. All right. Anything? Okay. All right. So we're just looking for messages from the masters for her. Okay. And I can tell you right now, the first one is you're not having enough fun. You need to laugh some more. Go and watch some funny cat videos. Watch the Marx Brothers. Anything that gives you a belly laugh, that will raise your vibrations. This is, by the way, advice for everybody, not just you, Lynn. Do things that will raise your vibration. Beauty, joy, laughter, love. These are all things that, so if you want to go to a petting zoo and spend the afternoon at a petting zoo playing with the baby goats, oh my God, is there anything cuter than a baby goat? They're just showing me all these images of stuff people can do, and baby goats. Yeah, you got me. Things that will bring you joy and make you laugh and lighten your spirit and raise your vibration. Play.
She's trying to avoid something is what they're telling me.
Nature. Yeah, nature's another one.
By avoiding what it is you don't want to look at right now, it's going to last longer than it needs to. It's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's like you're worried. It's like a tidal wave, like you think it's going to come washing over you if you don't have some control of how big the wave is. And they're saying that's not how it works.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. You are afraid that if you allow yourself to feel the grief or the anger, that you will never be able to stop feeling it, that it will overwhelm you and overtake you and completely, you'll be like away with the fairies. You'll be gone. You won't be able to stop. That's your big fear, is that if you allow yourself to start crying, you won't be able to stop.
I don't get that. It's more anger. It's like she's angry with herself.
Yeah, there's both, but there's a lot of
anger is
registry.
directed inward. Like,
Physically
I
impossible.
beat yourself up for stuff. I like
It's
that.
physically impossible to cry for more than about half an hour, 45 minutes. We just can't sustain it because it's
No, but if
required.
she runs 10 to 15 minutes twice a day,
Yeah,
it's going to come out a bit at a time. It's not coming
yeah,
at like a
yeah.
huge wave that's overwhelming. You're looking, going, I'm not going to, I'm going to drown here, kind of thing.
And here's a here's an exercise that anybody can do to help you release anger. Okay, so you take a pair of I don't know, heavy mitts or gloves, or maybe even a slipper, and you stand in front of a wall, nothing breakable around, and you throw that slipper at the wall and you say, and this is for the time you locked me out of the house or whatever. And then you pick up the other slipper, and this is for the time that whatever. All the things that you're angry about to the person and just put in your mind, put their face on the wall and just release that anger. And again, you can't do that for very long without just exhausting yourself. So, there is a natural kind of limit to the expression, a physical limit, because your body just can't sustain it.
I feel like she needs to hit something. So
Yeah. And you can just take that.
Racquetball, tennis. Racquetball is better because the ball doesn't go as far. You can do it for a longer period of time. You don't need a partner to play. And it's not for points, it's not for technique, it's strictly to go in and hit the ball. When you go to hit the ball, you can picture the circumstance or the person on the ball. It's, for me, the most effective method I have ever found, because I could play and come out, and everything I had when I went in was left in the court. And I would feel at peace, a lot quieter, a lot calmer. That's probably the best technique I've ever found for releasing anger, which is usually, anger is a secondary emotion. It's usually not the primary emotion. It's usually an emotion.
Hurt or fear. So this block, this feeling that you're having, that you're trying to distract yourself from, that's not dealing with it, is holding you back from the next steps that you need to take on your development, in your spiritual development. Holding
you back. To kind of skip past this part and move on to the next part.
Yes. No,
what can't. I'm seeing is just like you're dragging a whole bunch of, I don't know if you've ever seen those matrimony pictures where they tie cans to the
ball and chain.
That's what reminds me. If you're dragging it all into the future, if you don't disperse with it now.
The other thing is that this is what people call shadow work. Okay. And I'm being told that they're telling me that you need to, shadow work isn't pretty, and it isn't fun, and it's messy, and it can be loud, and it's absolutely critical to release that and integrate yourself before you can continue any further along a spiritual path. That it requires that you integrate yourself. It requires self-integration, that you accept your emotions, that you can deal with your emotions, that you know what's yours, so that you can distinguish what's yours from what's, oh, I get it now. Okay, so acknowledging that it's yours and that this is how you feel and working it out makes it belong to you and integrates it into your being. And that way, you're not prone to projecting that kind of stuff onto other people. And that way, you're not prone to taking...
I'm not going to repeat it. That's the last thing you want, because usually Linda will tell you. The first time the lesson comes, it's like, hey, tap on the shoulder. Second time the lesson comes, sometimes you get shoved. And the third time, really, you don't want to get to that point.
Yeah.
Then that's like, that's the one that really is going to get, it's just going to get bigger. It's not going to go away. It's going to increase. And it's you that's going to be
now.
You haven't, because you're dragging all that stuff with you. It's like dragging your household goods with you down the street kind of thing. But you're going to draw other people to you that have your same energy signature.
Yeah. It's just beating you around the head. Just deal with it and be done with it. And see a therapist if that'll help, because often that's really helpful to do. And we'll see.
Yeah, Amanda was saying you can actually go to places. I don't think they're in every city, but you can go to a place where you can smash stuff. You pay them so much an hour, you kind of pick and choose what you want to smash. And
go to the dollar store.
Business is about smashing things,
Go to the dollar store and pick up a bunch of plates. Don't pick any Corel ones because they don't smash.
You don't have to clean up if you go to those places. If you go to those smash rooms, they do all the cleanup. You just walk out. You don't have to clean.
Oh, well, that's better.
Oh yeah, you just go in, do your thing. You pay X, Y, Z. Some people do it for their birthday. They kind of make it a yearly thing. Just to get rid of whatever they're carrying around with them, kind of thing. Because not everybody's great at writing things down, but for especially for I think a lot of men, that's a good way to get rid of their anger without hurting anybody. But yeah, they do all the cleanup. You put they give you the safety glasses, they give you a little jumpsuit to wear, and you walk in and you pick and choose what it is. What do you want, a baseball bat, or what it is you want to use? Whoever came up with the idea is genius, because it has been used in treatment centers for a long time. They just finally took it out and made it commercial.
Cool.
It is.
Okay. So I hope that helps you, Lynn. I mean, it was encouraging in the sense that deal with this and you can move on. Okay.
I'm hearing you're going to feel a lot lighter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot better, a lot lighter, a lot happier, a lot less tied up in knots.
Yeah, little things won't get on your nerves as much.
Yeah. Okay, and our last question is Shruti, who has waited patiently and wants to know. Oh, wait, no, I started the wrong one. Hang on. I know I saw their question just a little while ago. Give me a second here. Okay. So apparently I answered a question 3 or 4 months ago. I don't have any recollection whatsoever. Suffering with a past life person. So there's somebody, my understanding is that somebody from past life is causing them grief right now. And so they need to cut ties with them. Their question is, what next to me, what to do, and who is Rudra in my past life? Okay, that's a bunch of questions, Shruti. So I don't know. Did you cut ties with this person? Because
he's kind of sticky. Just saying. This is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I know. I get that too.
Like trying to get tar paper on your head. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. Persistent.
Oh, good, Amanda Carroll. That's awesome.
What's that?
Amanda Carroll's off to vote to drop off her. Yay. From a Canadian. Yay. Shruti says I guess it's a she. Shruti says that she tried to cut it off. So this person is very sticky and does not and now she's not suffering like the past months. She tried her best. This person is sticky and does not really want to let you go. And so
act like they don't live on the earth plane anymore. Like you're going to have to be that rude, and it might not be your personality to be rude, but
yeah,
it's going to be like, I don't see you. You don't exist for me anymore. Don't give them any space, any time, any attention, because it's just going to encourage that person.
Don't answer the phone.
Will encourage them. I mean,
don't answer the phone. Don't answer the messages. Don't answer the door. They don't exist as far as you're concerned. They're like not even
put some protection around your energy is what I'm saying. I saw this great big huge wall of white light.
Yeah.
And it's thick. So this person must be, I feel like they're constantly focusing their attention on you, which you definitely don't need. But yeah, I see a great big, I mean, really thick, like this thick, a white wall of light. I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you cleanse where you live. That would be a good thing for you. You can take an Epsom salts bath that cleanses your aura, gets rid of everything. You can stand in the shower and picture white light flowing in the water.
You can use temple bells. I hear temple bells. Those little temple bells. I hear them.
He's a bigger one, it's like everything with this guy's heavy duty, great big thick wall and acting like he doesn't exist. And I feel like one of those ones where you go like a town crier bell, almost like one of those big bells. Not like
there's temple bells that are bigger, yeah,
like that. It needs to be a bigger bell. And then call your guides in too, and ask them to cleanse your house. Ask them to put a boundary up too. When you come into your home or wherever you're living, ask them to put up a boundary of white light and call in Archangel Michael and have every cord that might have been attached to you too.
Yeah. Ask Archangel Michael to cut every single cord.
Yeah.
And the
might get a little desperate. I feel like it's for about a week. I feel like they're going to get a little desperate and try and send more. You know what I mean? Like,
because they're going to feel the disconnection.
Yeah.
They're going to feel the disconnection and get really desperate to try to reestablish it. Don't follow it. Don't fall for any of it.
Don't even talk to them. Don't act like they don't exist anymore. Like they're not on the earth plane with you anymore.
He's going to
the level of energy she needs to tell him, get away from me and don't come back, because he
already knows. She's already told him.
Because she told him really doesn't mean anything. It's not about what she wants. It's about what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. And so you need to cleanse your house. You need to build that wall. You need to cut the cords. You need to ask for, you need to ask your angels to help angels and guides to build a barrier around, at the very least, where you sleep.
Does she see him in her dreams?
Shruti, do you see him in your dreams?
I don't like this guy.
Yeah, no, he's pretty awful.
Yeah, I just don't like him. I want her to be fully protected. So,
Shruti, do you see him in your dreams?
White table salt. Put it in a cup. Put it under your bed and about the middle of your bed. And also salt your threshold into your home, whatever that is, your apartment or wherever you consider to be your private space, your threshold. If that's the threshold into your home, like your apartment or whatever you're living in, do that. If you don't have anything but your room, do the threshold into your room.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she sees him in her dreams.
Yeah. Don't like this guy. I don't like him.
I see that he is going to try to use other people to get to you. So I see you opening the door to what you think is your girlfriend who's coming over, and you're going to have tea and dinner together or something. I don't know. And he's with her. He bullied her into
Uh,
bringing him along. So,
put that, put the salt. It's not going to like. He won't want to
yeah.
step. Then I'm telling you, he's going to try and avoid stepping into your house.
And
you need to tell your friends, because he's a narcissist, and they have what they call monkeys. She's a monkey. Okay.
Flying.
He talks to her and she takes in what he says, and she kind of poo-poos what you say. You don't need friends like that. That's what I call a flying monkey. You need to get rid of that person. You need to tell them, I don't want to have anything to do with this person anymore. If you want to have something to do with them, I can no longer be your friend. That's the extent to which this is going to have to go before you really get his attention, where he finally realizes there's no way. You have to what they call gray rock him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. It's going to require persistence, and you're going to have to pay attention to people who are his flying monkeys, quote unquote. Because no friend of yours who's really your friend and knows anything about this guy should be bringing him with them. If she wants to end up getting tangled in the mess that he's in, that's her problem. It's not yours. But I can't warn you strongly enough. This guy is really bad news, and you need to keep him out of your life no matter what it takes.
Shruti, it's going to take months. Well, now she says, now what do I have to do? Well, we just told you what you have to do. You have to cleanse.
Watch the recording over again. Just watch the recording over again.
Yes, this is what you have to do.
You're probably from a different religion, if you practice religion.
She's Indian.
But anybody can picture an angel. It's not but technically religion based in some ways. It's just a form of energy who's going to be your protector.
Yeah.
Just picture him as a great big huge, let's say like a brother who loves you dearly and doesn't want you anywhere near this guy. Kind of like that. And he has great big huge wings because he's very powerful, very tall. And he carries a huge sword. And that sword is for defense, and it's also for cutting cords. Because that guy that's giving you a problem, he's got like tentacles. Look at it like
they're not physical, they're spiritual.
Yeah. Attached to you.
Energetic,
and it's kind of like he's trying to drain you like a car battery.
Yeah. So
that's what he's trying to do. That's what he does. He takes other people's energy to fuel himself. He's what they call an energy vampire is what he is.
So go back and watch this section again, Shruti, and you will have the details on exactly what it is that you need to do. It will take
you have to be persistent. It doesn't overnight, not with this kind of person.
Yeah. It will take like 6 months. To finally,
he'll find somebody else as an easier target. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah,
when he finally figures out you're not playing.
Yeah, when he finally believes you, is what it'll take.
He doesn't believe you right now. Yeah, and right now he kind of believes you, but he's getting your friends to bring him in. That you need to tell your friends, no, I don't want anything to do with them. Yeah. If you want to associate with them, that's fine, but I can't be your friend. That's the extent you're going to have to go to get rid of this guy, unfortunately, because he gets a lot of people. He snows them. That's what we call in our language. It means he fools them into believing he's something he's not. Hope that's understandable.
I hope that helps, Shruti. I'm sorry you're going through it, and I've been through it too, and it takes a long time, and it does a lot of damage, and your boundaries, boundaries are really important. So I hope that's helped. No, we're not going to go into your past life. No. We've already been on for 2.5 hours, and I'm really tired. I'm going to have a nap.
She just needs to picture herself in white light when she's in her house.
Yeah. Yeah, surround yourself with white light, like as much as you
If
possibly
you're in a
can.
big ball and if you're in the middle of it and it follows you everywhere you go because you're part of the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Ah,
If that helps.
I hope so.
I hope that, we explained it so she can understand what to do.
I'm going to.
I hope everybody has a fun Halloween in some way.
Oh, eat all the candy.
Mm.
I'm going to go out tomorrow and buy some Halloween candy. It'll be on half.
I like to see like the little kids, like their first or second Halloween. You know what I mean? Where they're kind of like, I was watching a video on Facebook, I think it was. And he was a dinosaur. Oh, it was.
I saw that. That was so cute.
Oh, it was, and then he really got into it, and he was trying to scare the little girl that was coming up to the door, and his dad's going, "Oh no, that's enough." It was really funny. Oh my goodness.
Pixie, look at you. Got to see this. This is really nice. Look, remember that first reading you did for Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. She says you're really, really comforted.
Awesome.
Isn't that nice? Thank you, Kim. We really appreciate
We try very hard to get the messages that you need that are going to help you no matter what situation you're in.
Yeah. And yeah. So next week, Akashic Adventures on the 5th, Viviani will be hosting.
Wow.
And
the time change or is it the 6th?
The third. Well, in Canada, I don't know about you guys, but in Canada, it's the 3rd of November. So Sunday is going to be our time change.
Yeah, I thought it was a Sunday night. Usually they change it because people have to go
for Saturday into Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then hang on a second here. What am I looking at?
Miss Wanda's been so quiet.
Next Thursday, Gerald's going to be here.
Oh, where's he been?
Did he go Huh?
Did he go on vacation? Or was he just busy?
Who, Gerald?
Yeah.
No, he was just busy.
Oh, okay. I just wondered. I mean, it's not normal to want to go on vacation at some point.
Because don't forget, it's Samhain. And so there's ceremonies with Samhain that he participates in. And tomorrow is the new moon in Scorpio. So there's all of that too. And so, yeah.
Put your money in the window.
Russ Kaiser, hi, welcome. I'm glad you were here.
Yeah.
This show is on every Thursday at 2:00 Pacific, 5:00 Eastern. So make a note of it. Subscribe, like, share. And when you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you know when we're on again and you won't miss it. Sorry. Oh yeah, here I was. I remember now.
You ever did it?
Huh? Next week?
On Thursday, right?
Thursday is Gerald, and Tuesday is Akashic Adventures with Viviani and Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's Russ says it's not an all women's show. No, of course not. I mean, all humans, well, and non-humans.
Talk to female guides.
Everybody's here. I don't know. Some guides have a real feminine energy and they feel female. They feel feminine. And other guides, I can't tell. And other guides are definitely masculine. But some guides, I just can't tell. Some guides are just, people, like just energy. So.
Well, it depends, what that lifetime that we're tapping into.
Yeah.
Different.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, you should put some money in your window on the new moon.
Oh.
Like sterling silver dollars.
Who has sterling silver dollars?
I do.
I got a $5 bill. Can I put a $5 bill in there?
No, it should be silver.
I don't have any silver.
If you go older, the older your silver, the more silver content. Anyway,
I don't have.
If you want to attract money, it attracts money, especially if you put it in the far left-hand corner. If you have a window in that corner of your home, wherever your front door is, from that, go left to the farthest point, and then put the envelope in the window. And you put a list in there. You can write a list of not, everything in the world you want, but a few things that you want, and fold it, put it in the envelope, put it in the corner of that window. And the red ones are really, you should be near some kind of Chinatown, right? In Vancouver. The red
Everywhere.
ones.
There's red envelopes everywhere.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, because they give them as gifts, especially around Chinese New Year. But if you put your dollar in that, and you can put a note in it, you can change the note every week, or not every week.
Turn it into $1 million.
Put it in on the new moon, take it out on the full moon, and put it in your wallet.
Mm-hmm. Russ says that he's a musician, so maybe some feminine. Let me tell you, it's about creativity, and and that's the creativity is the intuitive channel that our guidance comes through. It's the creative, intuitive part of our brain that receives the messages. So thank you all for being. I'm going to read. No, before I thank everybody and say goodbye, I'm going to read the prayer. See, I didn't forget. Diane is just waiting to tell me. Don't forget to read the closing prayer. I would like to close. Okay, let's do the 3. Forget that. Let's just do the 3 cleansing breaths first. Okay, the 3 deep breaths. So. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed.
Yay! And Linda is going to have a nap. It's an official announcement. I know I'm going
to try to brush this mess out. I'm just going to go and have a nap and
I'm just flat. I'm having a mask all over it.
I hope this falls out by tomorrow, but I guess we'll find out.
Nah, it won't fall out. Your hair looks very healthy. Good night, Wanda. Happy
It is very healthy. Say bye-bye, Wanda. And thank you all for being here. Love you all so much. And we'll see you next week. Okay.
Have fun, everybody. Don't eat too much chocolate.